Welcome back. I have lots of good news for you. They're not reprinting the reserve list, and I'm going to tell you why. It's coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel, if you've somehow found me out there in Cyberland, well, thanks a lot for checking out my content today. And remember guys, I do upload 7 days a week. I'm here every day. Same bat time, same bat channel, 11:15 Eastern Standard Time. You will find me there. All right, guys? Now, I know you guys have been attracted to it. You've been suckered in by it, and you've wanted to. You have clicked recently on some clickbait videos saying the reserve list is going away. You've been like, and now you're listening to me with my counter argument about why it's not going anywhere. You've been tempted. You've seen those tasty thumbnails from them and from me, and you're just like putting your finger on it going, and you clicked. You couldn't help yourself. And here we are, what, almost a minute into the video, and I haven't told you a thing yet. Well, let's get started. Let's stop wasting time. We're going to jump right away to number one. I'm going to disappear in and out for this video today. All right, reserve list cards. This is the actual document from Wizards' website, just copied and sent over in my little formatted way. Reserve list cards. The complete list of reserve list cards appears at the end of this document. Reserve list cards will never be printed again in a functionally identical form. A card is considered functionally identical to another card if it has the same card type, subtypes, abilities, mana cost, power, and toughness. No cards will be added to the reserve list in the future. No cards from the Mercadian Mask set and later sets will be reserved. In consideration of past commitments, however, no cards will be removed from this list. The exclusion of any particular card from the reserve list doesn't indicate that there are any plans to reprint that card. Dated May 4th, 2016. All right, so it's like 5 years ago. Okay, 6 years ago now, right? 5, 6, 5. 5! Guys, that's their own writing, right? Now, Wizards has tried to print cards before. They put out like Judge promos, right? They put out Wheel of Fortune as a Judge promo from from the Vault Relics. You know, they did Mox Diamond and stuff. I know. Wizards has made mistakes. I get it. Okay? But we're there to remind them they made the mistakes, and then they pull back. So they get a slap on the wrist and say, no, Wizards, don't do that. Then they immediately pull back. They're testing the water to see if people ever become weak enough to reprint those cards. But here's the cool thing I want to tell you. They don't need to. Everything you're about to hear has already happened. Okay? The Power 9, the Power 9, the best of the best, have all been reprinted in some form or function already in the last 20 years, as Wizards works to go around the reserve list. Now the video's done. You can call it a day, wrap it up. You're still here? Sweet. Now you're ready for the rest of the abuse I'm about to pile on you with information. Now, as Wizards goes along trying to reprint or not reprint cards, they actually don't want to print the original top-notch cards. And here's why. If they reprint it, then all the other cards that they have printed don't have value. If I can get a dual land, if they reprint dual lands, then what would be the reason I would ever need to go get some other functional form of a dual land? What would be the point? I could just get a dual land. So of course they're not going to reprint a dual land. What's the point of going for a Mox Opal or a Mox Amber if I can just go get a Sapphire and Emerald? It doesn't serve Wizards' point. It doesn't make them money by reprinting it. It would be a short windfall as these sets were put out. And I have no doubt that if the fire comes down and Hasbro's crashing and Wizards is closing shop, they are going to print stuff into oblivion to try to make up those last vestiges of dollars. I have no doubt they would do that. But we're nowhere near that point. We've got so much time to go before we get to the point where Wizards has to burn their house down. They've got money coming in. They don't want to ruin their money coming in. They like scry lands. They like tapped lands. They like lands that give you 1 but tap for 3. They like coming up with different iterations of lands so they don't have to give us dual lands, or that we don't want dual lands. They're considered, the A+, and we're selling for CC+. You understand? Wizards knows what they're doing. I don't know why people have this argument like, oh, Wizards could, if they break the reserve list, they can print. You're right, they could. But they also understand they'd be shooting themselves in both feet and calling it a day. Because after we get our hands back on the real deal, there's no going back. These were the best for a reason. Okay, it just would be. And yes, they would sell a multitude of them. They would sell so many for that first little bit. But after you have one, you don't care. You have a playset. You're not going to pay top dollar again. It would tank. It would tank to a certain level. Yes, the originals would have a certain value. Don't get me wrong. They would have a value. But every reprint with a new flashy title, new flashy screen, it's still a Mox Sapphire, still Mox Emerald, Mox Ruby, Ancestral Recall, Time Twister. They're all still the same deal. After you have one, why would you ever pay again? Wizards understands the game better than anyone. They know what they're doing, guys. And they just space out nicely. So all these clickbait videos telling you one thing and giving you another, it's not right. Like, okay, we're gonna do some full screening now to show you some craziness. You ready? Here we have 1993, we have a beautiful black Lotus. In 2020, we have a jeweled Lotus. But we also had Lotus Fields, Lotus Petals. They've been giving us different iterations of the black Lotus forever, okay? They've been giving us different types. And they're trying to find new ways to squeeze money out of us. They don't want to reprint a black Lotus. They want the jeweled Lotus, FOMO. They want jeweled Lotus 2.0. They want corruption Lotus. Comes into play for 0, sacrifice it for any color of your choice of 3, and then you lose 3 life, lose 3 cards in hand, and exile your graveyard. That's what they want you to do. They don't want to give you the best. They want to give you off-tilted sets where they can make money. Okay? How about this one, right? Oh, come on, we're coming up here. We're coming up. Mox Sapphire, 1993. Mox Diamond, 2001. But yeah, you got to discard a land, you got to sacrifice it. But it does tap. It does tap for any color. Think about what they're trying to do. They want to give us different types. They don't want to reprint the real deal. And this argument that goes round and round a circle every couple of years, telling you, oh yeah, it's going to be reprinted, they're going to break the reserve list. No. They have economists checking out the reserve list, seeing how things sail, seeing the upticks, how decks are made, and they look for functional reprints that do something close to the same, but somewhere where they can just milk a little bit of money out of you. Out on the way. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Come on. Time Twister, 1993. How about Time Spiral, 1998 from the Urza's block? How many different iterations have we seen? Echo the Aeons. Come on. They've given us different types of Time Twisters, guys. They have. Understand that. It's been around. It's still here now. But they're not going to give you the real deal. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. They want to give you 50 different types. For different decks, for different occasions. Yay! And they do not want to give you Time Twister. That's why it hasn't been reprinted. They realized 15 years ago, 20 years ago, oh my god, if we don't reprint these, but we come up with cards that are like sort of like it, but not quite like it, but sort of like it, people will buy it. Because it's sort of like it. And we can make more money. And every few years, we can like rehash out one of these cards to make more money. Mox Amber, Mox Tantalite. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can, they already knew what they were doing when the set came out. They knew what they were doing. The reserve list is going nowhere. Because they have no motivation to put it out there. You think the 50, 60, $100 million they'll make from printing the reserve list cards is going to make up for the fact that they can not print them and make billions of dollars by printing other reprints of types of cards sort of kind of like it? You're kidding yourselves. Okay? You're kidding yourselves. Yeah, they realize a few players will have these ultimate top-notch cards, but that just ends up serving them by making people want to get the cards that the other people have. So they buy the cards, these functional reprints that are close, but not quite. How about, come on, Time Walk, 1993, followed by 2012's Temporal Majesty. Come on. Now, Temporal Mastery, you can have Miracle Man. You could cast it for 2, just like a Time Walk, but you got to exile it, or you got to pay 7. You see that? I used to use this card all the time in a Time Walking deck. using scry cards to look ahead to kind of sort my deck out, so I would miracle it all the time with like a Ral Zarek deck taking extra turns because Ral Zarek actually used to time walk. Guys, it was a fun deck. Functional reprint. Exact same card. Okay? Now, how many different time walks have we seen? Time warps. Right? Different versions of time walk. Walk of Aeons that we have seen that are close, but not the same. And they still go up in value. They're still worth something because they're the closest thing that most people are ever going to get to getting a real time walk. Do you see where I'm leading to this? Do you guys follow my line of like choo-choo train going, here's my reasoning. Makes a lot of sense when you stay on the train for a long time and been around as long as I have. And of course, last but not least, Ancestral Recall 1993, following up with Ancestral Vision in 2006, but you can suspend it and cast it turns from now. Of course you can. Because it's a functional reprint, but it's only a $5 reprint versus the $1,000 Ancestral. You see where I'm going? Did you guys enjoy my journey on my train on the ride? I hope you did. Because I'm telling you now, you can mark it right here. They are not reprinting the reserve list because in the end they'll lose money, and that's not Wizards' job. That's not their thing to their stakeholders, to the people who run the company. It serves no one. The stockholders got to get paid from Hasbro. And by not printing reserve list and printing functional reprints that are close and like it, we're going to keep going in, hook, line, sinker, myself included. I'm looking forward to the next card they print because it's going to be awesome. This is MTG Mox, man. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the ride. And I hope you come again tomorrow for another, take a turn on the carousel. We're going to have a blast. MTG Mox, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Cheers. Tomorrow night. What did I say tomorrow night for? Because it's nighttime right now. Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. You knew what I meant when I pulled the cord of the rip of the Fruit Loop soda pop can thing. Yeah. Later, guys. Have a great one. Hey, guys, to my awesome patrons. Yes, I know it looks like I am a day late and a buck short, but Patreon hasn't finished processing everything, so I can't do the new sheet yet. It should be ready by tomorrow's video. Oh, yeah. You guys